The story begins as a boy named Rentarō confesses to his crush. The girl says that she likes him, but she gets sick at the thought of dating him. Rentarō is crushed by the rejection, and his friend accompanies him as they walk home. We learn that this was Rentarō's 100th rejection, and his friend makes fun of him for this. His friend wonders how he has asked out 100 girls, since they have only just graduated from middle school, and his friend wonders how he keeps getting rejected since he seems to have everything from good looks to good grades. This makes him more frustrated, but his friend bids him farewell, wishing him luck in high school. Rentarō visits a shrine, and prays to the god of love to get a girlfriend in high school, when suddenly he hears a voice, and a face pops out of the donation box, but the men tells him that he's the shrine's god. As he emerges, we see he has wings, and he tells Rentarō that he's destined to meet his soulmate in high school. In fact, he's actually going to have 100 soulmates. He'll have plenty to choose from. Rentarō is happy about this, but he swears to destroy the shrine if it turns out to be a lie. 1 month later, it's the first day of high school. Rentarō is on his way to the classroom when he bumps into two girls, Inda and Akari. They fell a shocking felling as their eyes meet, and Rentarō wonders if they're the soulmates that God told him about. He goes to help the two girls up, but Akari suddenly pretends to have twisted her ankle, asking him to help her to the nurse's office. Rentarō cries over hurting his soulmate, and Akari starts to like him even more, thinking he is a kind soul. As he helps her up, Inda gets jealous, and pretends that she's twisted her ankle as well. Rentarō starts hitting himself for hurting the two girls, and girls stand up as they get worried for him. Rentarō is surprised to see they can stand, but they quickly go back to pretending. Rentarō takes them to the nurse's office, but he feels as though he's the one who's being carried. The girls pretend to lose balance, and they start fighting over him, but they end up both clinging onto him. As they continue to the nurse's office, Rentarō introduces himself to the girls, and he finds out that they are all in the same class. There are two other girls that walk past, and they mention a field of pink leaf clover in the courtyard, saying if you ask anyone out with a pink 4-leaf clover, it's guaranteed they will say yes. Inda and Akari suddenly run off, and Rentarō is surprised their legs are fine. 3 hours after the end of school, we see Rentarō stay back to help teacher find his contact lens. As he prepares to go home, he wonders if he will see the girls again, and suddenly sees them in the courtyard. We see Inda looking for the 4-leaf clover, and Rentarō checks to see how it's going. Inda is shocked to see him, and she tries to pretend she wasn't looking for the clover. Rentarō notices that Akari isn't there, and offers Inda a drink. She is too shy to accept it, so Rentarō thinks she must find him weird since they only met, but she suddenly snatches it from him, saying she'll drink it all so it doesn't go to waste. He tells her she should go home, since it's getting late. She tells him not to tell her what to do, but she thanks him for the drink, and Rentarō realizes she's tsundere. Inda suddenly runs away, and Akari returns. Rentarō offers her a drink, but Akari intends to have an indirect kiss with him, so she asks to share half with him, saying she can't finish it by herself. Rentarō thought this would happen, so he already brought a smaller drink for her, but she insists that she can't finish it. He agrees and takes a sip, as he gives it to Akari, but Akari panics and it all spills on the ground. Rentarō thinks she's upset because she must really like the drink. He offers her his handkerchief to help her clean up, but Akari instead holds his hand and confesses her love to him, saying she has to do it fast because there's someone else who likes him. Rentarō delighted receiving his first ever confession, but before he can respond, Inda suddenly returns. She had bought a bunch of drinks to repay him, but she suddenly gets mad at Akari for asking him out, telling her to get in line. Rentarō surprised to hear that she likes him. She tries to deny it at first, but she ends up confessing to him as well. They ask him who he's going to choose, but he tells them to wait till the next day for his answer. He thinks about both of the girls, but he is just not able to choose. He visits the shrine, and God tells him that they are both his soulmates, so it's impossible for him to choose. He wonders what other people do if they meet two soulmates, but God tells him that people usually don't have more than one. The God reveals that when Rentarō was born he made a mistake, because he was busy watching TV, and he accidentally assigned Rentarō 100 soulmates instead of one. Rentarō thinks he's doomed, but God warns him it'll only get worse, because if a person can't be with their soulmate, they'll die because they can't have the one they love. He thinks about one of the girls dying, so this just makes his decision even harder. However, he suddenly gets an idea, thinking he could reject them both, and then date both of them behind the other's back. The next morning the girls meet Rentarō, and are surprised to see him shether, but he finally answers that he wants to date both of them. Inda is shocked to hear this, and turns out he couldn't bring himself to lie to them, so he confesses that he loves them both and will do everything to make them the happiest girls ever. The girls are about to reject him, but he suddenly presents them both with pink 4-leaf clovers, which we learn he spent all night looking for. Inda mocks him for believing in the superstition, but Akari reminds her how they both believed in it. Inda refuses to accept two timings with him, but he tells them that he got the flowers because he saw how hard they were looking for them. So he just wanted to make them happy. The girls can't handle the gesture, and Akari agrees to be with him, thinking two timing with him would still make her happier than getting rejected. Inda refuses to let Akari have him to herself, so she also agrees to be with him. Akari teases her for changing her mind. Rentarō swears to cherish them both, but he wonders about his other 98 soulmates. But that's where this video ends. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.